Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because what's happening right now in the NFL, especially around the Seattle Seahawks, is nothing short of electrifying. You see, there's a lot of buzz swirling around a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the division, boost Seattle's defensive prowess, and perhaps even set the stage for another deep playoff run. No, we're not talking about a minor trade or a bench shakeup. We're talking about a serious upgrade in the secondary, a move that could elevate the Seahawks' chances significantly. The whispers, the rumors, the intel from sources close to the league suggest that the Seahawks are in serious talks to bring in Quandre Diggs from the Tennessee Titans. That's right. The veteran safety, known for his versatility and playmaking ability, might soon be donning the Seahawks' colors once again. And let me tell you, this isn't just a splash move. It's a strategic, calculated step that could have ripple effects across the entire NFC West. So what's the story exactly? Well, according to sources like Schefter and Rossini, the Seahawks are in negotiations to acquire Diggs in exchange for a fourth-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, another draft pick. But trust me, this is about more than just future assets. It's about adding a proven leader and playmaker to a secondary that's been a bit shaky lately, especially after losing Love to injury in Week 6. The Seahawks, sitting at 5-2, are looking to solidify their defense, and bringing in Diggs makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, the Titans are rebuilding. They're currently 2-6, strapped with a $6.3 million cap hit, and looking to shed some veteran salaries and draft capital to focus on younger players and a rebuild for the future. Now let's talk about Quandre Diggs himself, because this guy is a game changer. He's 32 years old, but don't let that fool you. He still plays with the intensity and intelligence of a guy half that age. Diggs is a versatile safety, capable of covering tight ends, blitzing the quarterback, or dropping back into zone coverage with finesse. This season alone, he's been productive in just 8 games, racking up 55 tackles, grabbing 3 interceptions, and even adding 2 sacks. His PFF grade this year is an impressive 85.9, which speaks volumes about his consistency and impact on the field. And remember, Diggs isn't just about stats. He's about leadership, football IQ, and making those big plays when it matters most. In Week 5, he snagged 2 crucial interceptions that helped turn the tide for the Titans, much like how Earl Thomas used to do back in the Legion of Boom days. Now, for the Seahawks, adding Diggs could be a real game changer. With Love currently on injured reserve and the safety position exposed, especially after the late-week injuries, the team needs someone who can come in and immediately elevate the secondary. Not only does Diggs bring experience from his time in Tennessee, but he also brings a leadership quality that the Seahawks have been looking to bolster. His stats this year: 6 passes defensed, 1 forced fumble, and a coverage grade of 82.3 show that he's still at the top of his game. He's a player who can support the run, cover receivers, and bring that mental toughness that Seattle's secondary needs to compete at the highest level. Let's analyze what this move could mean in terms of the overall impact. If the trade goes through, the Seahawks could see an increase of around 70 tackles projected for Diggs, along with at least 4 interceptions over the remainder of the season. That's a significant upgrade, especially considering the importance of turnovers in close games. The secondary with Diggs and Jenkins, who boasts an 83.2 PFF grade this season, could evolve into a hybrid unit reminiscent of the Legion of Boom era, where aggressive coverage, turnovers, and leadership define the group. Adding Diggs would likely push the Seahawks' PFF secondary grade up by nearly 6 points, making them one of the more formidable units in the league. And this isn't just about individual stats, it's about the ripple effect. The Seahawks' defense, currently giving up around 21 points per game, could see that number drop to about 17. With Diggs adding pressure on quarterbacks through blitzes, he's been credited with a 32% blitz pressure rate and supporting the run support grade of 82.3. The entire team's defensive efficiency could skyrocket. The sort of impact Diggs could have is comparable to some of the legendary players in Seahawks history, players who changed the game with their leadership and playmaking ability. He's the kind of player who can turn a game around with a single play, a pick six, a crucial third down stop, or a leadership moment that lifts the entire defense. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Seahawks, with this move, would not only be strengthening their defense, but also significantly improving their odds of playoff success. Their Super Bowl odds, which currently sit at around plus 3,500, could see a substantial boost, potentially to plus 2,200 or better. That's a massive shift in the betting markets and reflects the confidence that adding a player like Diggs inspires in the locker room and among fans. It's also about the intangibles, leadership, experience, and that sense of confidence that a veteran brings to a young or rebuilding secondary. Diggs, with his 20 career interceptions and over 500 tackles, has a wealth of experience that can be invaluable in high-pressure playoff situations. And it's worth noting that the Seahawks' defensive stats this season, allowing around 220 passing yards per game, highlight their need for a player who can stabilize and elevate the unit. With Diggs in the fold, the Seahawks could see an improvement in their overall defensive efficiency, especially in the passing game. The addition of a player who can play multiple roles, covering, blitzing, supporting the run, adds a layer of unpredictability for opposing offenses. Plus, with the Seahawks' upcoming schedule facing teams that rely heavily on passing, having a veteran safety like Diggs could be the difference between a first-round exit and a deep playoff run. But let's not forget the Titans' perspective here. They are seeding a valuable player, but in return, they're acquiring draft capital that could be used to rebuild quickly. Their focus now is on developing younger players, shoring up the offensive line, and finding new defensive pieces. They're in a bit of a tough spot, trying to keep their competitiveness alive while rebuilding for the future. The loss of Diggs might sting a little, but it's a move that aligns with their current strategy of cap management and draft investments. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are leveraging their current strong position, at 5-2, to make a bold move that could define their season. Now, as we look ahead, the impact of this trade or potential signing could ripple through the rest of the season and into the playoffs. With Diggs, the Seahawks could see their pass defense improve by roughly 16%, which is huge in today's NFL where the passing game rules supreme. His ability to adapt to various roles, covering, blitzing, helping on run support, makes him a true hybrid safety, much like Earl Thomas was during the Legion era, when Seattle's defense was feared across the league. The comparison isn't out of place because Diggs has that same instinct, that knack for making game-changing plays at critical moments. And speaking of moments, the upcoming weeks are critical. The Seahawks, sitting at 5-2, are in a prime position to make a real run, especially if they add a player of Diggs's caliber. The confidence boost alone could elevate the entire team. The coaching staff, the players, the fans, everyone would feel a renewed sense of purpose. The defense, which has played well but has room for improvement, could transform into a unit that strikes fear into opponents. Imagine a secondary with Jenkins and Diggs roaming the backfield, creating turnovers, forcing opponents into uncomfortable situations, and setting the stage for the Seahawks' potent offense to capitalize. And what about the playoff picture? Well, with the AFC and NFC increasingly competitive, every game counts. The Seahawks, with their balanced attack and now a bolstered secondary, could be a dark horse in the NFC, especially with a defense that's capable of turning games around. Their Super Bowl odds, which were once seen as long shots, could shorten significantly if this move materializes. It's about creating a team that's not just good enough to make the playoffs, but one that can contend for the title. And don't forget, history shows that teams with versatile, experienced safeties often make deep playoff runs. Think Earl Thomas or Cam Chancellor during those legendary Seahawks defenses. Diggs' addition could be the piece that pushes Seattle over the top. So in conclusion, this potential trade or signing is more than just a roster move. It's a statement. The Seahawks are serious about contending again, about elevating their defense, about building a team that can not only make the playoffs, but also challenge for the Super Bowl. The addition of Quandre Diggs would bring a blend of experience, versatility, and leadership that's rare in today's NFL. It's about making a bold statement to the rest of the league. Seattle is back, and they're here to fight for the championship. This move could define the franchise's trajectory for years to come, and honestly, it's an exciting time to be a Seahawks fan, watching your team make these decisive, impactful moves that could lead to glory. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe that bringing in Quandre Diggs will be the catalyst for a deep playoff run? Or do you think the Seahawks should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, this is your team, your passion, and your voice. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and the latest Seahawks news, so stay tuned. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with moves like this, Seattle could be on the verge of something special. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Seahawks.